So I have this grandma, right? And I'm trying not to name names here, but um, I this was a grandma I would visit often because she would live in my town, and I've moved multiple times in my town. About grandma dementia, I feel like it was very early on. Like again, I was 14, 15, so I've had like a lot more time to process this one. In all honesty, I don't think I'm fully over it. As of August 19th, 2025, my grandma with dementia, who I mentioned before, has passed. And I feel like this is a very important video for me to make for multiple reasons, which I'll get into later. I'm going to start at the beginning of the story. Here's what led up to this. Friday, we all knew in my family that she was not doing well, and she went to the hospital. Now, the details on this are a bit foggy to me, just because this happened when I was working a lot, and I was gearing up for a vacation, so I don't fully remember everything. But I know by Saturday, she was back in her nursing home, and she was on oxygen, and using the oxygen machine to breathe, but she was sleeping. On Sunday, when I went to visit her, she was also still in bed, very much sleeping, and really only opened her eyes for a little bit and continued going back to sleep. By that time, when I left on Sunday, it was about 3 p.m., and I said goodbye to her one last time, not knowing it would be my final time. Here's how I found out about her passing. I was at work, and I already knew on Sunday that she had a few days probably left to live. A few days to a week is exactly what my family was told. So we were all just gearing up for it. And when the day came today, I was at work, and my mom tried calling, and I didn't answer because I was working. And my coworker, who wasn't scheduled, came in and said he was covering for someone. About 30 minutes after that, my boss texted me and told me that he was covering for me. It was my coworker. And I needed to go and get down to the nursing home as fast as I can. And by this time, it was already too late. She had already passed at 10:20 something, and I got there at 11:45 when the room was very, very dark. A lifeless body just laying on the bed, and its mouth agape, wide open, eyes completely shut. She was looking more pale than usual, probably because she wasn't eating or drinking really before that. And a person from the nursing home is there with my mother and stepdad. And I just remember that scene so well. It's just like something you can't, it's not going to escape your head for a while. It really won't. Especially in the sense of it felt perfectly normal when you get there, except for the fact that it was quiet. Like, too quiet, like eerily quiet. And at that moment, I still don't think it truly hit me. She was gone until about after I left that place. After I left that place, that's when I feel like it left me. Which brings me to how I'm feeling now. Honestly, the numbness is wearing off. And all I can say is, I'm gonna miss her deeply. I remember, I don't know if she will remember this. I remember I used to walk to her apartment near our house, and we watched Cartoon Network together as I'm eating popcorn that wasn't fully popped, because she would never fully pop it, to a reason I still don't understand to this day. And I would be there for hours, and we'd just be chatting. And then we get into the nursing home, and it's just a completely different state from how she was earlier, and in general. Just like with memory issues and things of that nature. which is really sucky, and it's hard. It's really it's really hard and weird to see someone decline that far. It's I don't know. The day I'm recording this, it is November 2nd of 2025. It's been about 3-ish months since she passed, and truthfully, I there it's been a mixture of emotions most days, especially ever since the funeral. The funeral was beautifully done. It really encapsulated her life well. And honestly, I was just glad that a lot of people came there to celebrate her, celebrate the person she was, and celebrate all the memories that we all had collectively together. And I'm happy that so many people were there to support me and my family. I couldn't have asked for anyone else to be there. Even my friend was there and supporting me as I'm trying to hold back tears as she's keeping me distracted from the insanity was going on. And truthfully, I don't mostly cry at funerals. I I'm kind of the person that's just like, let's get the funeral done. I have things I need to do. But honestly, at the funeral, there was a slide, and this slide got me good. It was everyone invited to my open house, my high school open house. Everyone, and it's a postcard photo, and it just zooms in to everyone and her, and the slideshow. That's how it ends. That's it. That's how it ends. It ends with a memory of me and her that she would probably remember and still have knowledge of. It's a memory that we made together that we will both cherish for the rest. I would cherish it for the rest of my life, and I'm sure she cherished it for the rest of hers. And mostly, again, let me circle back to what I said. Most days have been ups and downs. It truly has. I will have some really good up days. Like some very, very fucking good up days. Feeling like, man, I'm the happiest I've been ever since the passing. This will get so much easier as time will go on. And truthfully, it doesn't. It really doesn't. I'm not gonna say for me personally it's gotten worse since time has gone on, but it's gotten about the same. This is a very notable point as well. One time when I was just working, it was late at night, and I just was really, really depressed and at work. So much so as I almost cried while closing my station up for the night so I could go home. And then when I went home, I didn't talk to anyone. I just came upstairs and I just laid in my bed and just kind of waited for the next day, which is fucking sucky. You know how crazy it is when you see your family all like nice downstairs, wanting to chat with you, and you just don't want to chat with them, and you just want to be alone. Truthfully, I really wanted to be alone that day, and it helped. But the more I think about things that she enjoyed, like for example, there's a Christmas store that's very famous in the state that I live in, and she would go to that every year and get us ornaments. And now we have a new family tradition. We started it last year when she was still alive. I got to wheel around in a wheelchair around the store, and we looked at ornaments for hours and hours and hours on end. And we're going to do this again next week. But this time it's a little bit different because she's not here. She won't be here for that. She won't even be with us for that. None of that will remain true. And so we're just gonna create new precious memories as a family without her. And it feels wrong to say that. It feels wrong to like talk about moving on, especially since the passing is fairly recent, still in my mind. But I'm in the moving on stages. It may not seem like it, but I've honestly gotten a lot better, especially this past month and a half. I've gotten better. My burnout has been slowly decreasing, which is great. And mainly when I get burnouts, it's tied to emotional, mental tolls like this, like things like this happening where I need to take a step back and refocus on myself so I can come back and stronger than ever. Feel like I'm finally at that point. But anyways, all this to say is, dear God, do I still miss her? I don't think that pain is gonna go away for many, many years to come. It doesn't feel like, it still kind of feels like I could go to her nursing home tomorrow, still see her, and still, like, try and have a chat with her, try and still have a conversation with her, you know? It still feels like that could be reality any day. Like, I could just drive, just go see her, just say hello, just catch up, but I can't. I really can't. Um, and it's a shame because so much in life, my life has changed from the time that she passed. She hasn't already seen me grow and mature more in these few months. She hasn't seen me cutting back on pop and not drinking it in like almost 3 weeks at this point. She hasn't seen these efforts I'm trying to make to better myself, and like, she can't even be here to say I'm proud. I don't have that reassurance from her from it anymore, and that sucks. That really does suck. But I also have to acknowledge I have a great support system who will help me through this, and has helped me with encouraging me to drink more water, which, you know, is kind of insane. I kind of sound like Asmongold there, but you know, maybe I'll make another one of these videos in like 6 months time. I'm not gonna say the other number because someone would unfortunately laugh at that. Maybe in 6 months time we can circle back. I can tell more updates. Maybe how I'm feeling. Maybe I'll feel better then. I guess more better than I do now. But truthfully, right now, I'm still going through it. I don't think it. I think at a certain point it gets easier, but it's just not getting. It's getting easier now, but I think it would be a certain point where I can like look back at certain moments and not like kind of tear up and be like, oh, I miss those days. And again, just shitty. I know I keep repeating myself, but it's truly shitty you don't get the memories back. But this has been my little talking about my now deceased grandma. She will be missed by my entire family, dude. She will be missed by my entire family, her circle of friends, and so many more people who she touched um in their hearts, you know, throughout her lifetime. Thank you guys so much for listening to me make incohesive rants, you know. This was a bit like of a repeating tangent, but it's fine. Um, Next time, I do want to go more in depth about the things I haven't talked about yet within the span of these 2 months, like, for example, me trying to drink more water. And maybe then I can also tie it into my experiences with working out, because I really want to get back into it, but it's just a burnout thing. But yeah, no, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, which if you do, I guess good on you. But usually I don't tend to make these videos where I'm almost ready to break down in tears. That's usually something I don't do. But if you do like more Trenton Talks, hey, there's a whole playlist on screen right now. And wow, subscribe just to see me talk about more dumb shit. Oh, that's fine. I'll gladly do that. Anyways, thank you guys so much. And I will see you guys next time.